Hello, this is Frank from Hughes Kettner, Artist Relations. Today I'm here at the Hyatt Regency in Köln with KISS' very own Tommy Thayer. And I'm happy to sit here, ask him a couple of questions about his upcoming tour and how he got involved in the band. First of all, Tommy, hello. Hey. How are you doing?
Thank you, Frank.
I got that thing right.
It's great to be here, and we're just excited. KISS is kicking off our European leg of our 2008 World Tour here in Cologne, and I'm very excited because today we're going to see the debut of the Tommy Thayer signature edition Duotone Hughes Kettner amp, and I'm really excited to see it, and really excited to get going on the tour. It starts Friday here in Cologne.
So I've been reading on your website that you have been involved with KISS way longer before you started actually playing for the band. Can you tell us a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, in the 80s I had a group called Black and Blue, and ironically we recorded our first album out here just outside of Cologne at Dirks Studios with Dieter Dirks 25 years ago. But anyway, that's a long time ago, and I'll kind of bring us up to speed. Black and Blue put 4 albums out in the 80s, and one of our tours was as an opening act for KISS in 1985, and that's when I met Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, and a relationship evolved from there, beginning with Gene actually, because he ended up producing our 3rd and 4th albums with Black and Blue, and at the same time Gene got me involved in some KISS activities. I was writing songs with him and KISS for a couple of their records, and I was doing song demos, playing guitar, and just generally helping them out. And after Black and Blue ran its course at the end of the 80s, around 1990, I was actually looking for a job, and Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons hired me on to work for KISS, just actually part-time to begin with, just doing whatever needed to be done. And at the time I was just happy to have a job, and also something that in the music oriented world, and also be working for KISS, which was always one of my favorite bands. So it just evolved from there, and by the mid-90s KISS did the big reunion tour with Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, and they put the makeup back on, and I was very helping out a lot, get that organized, and actually I helped Ace a little bit remember some of his signature parts that he wasn't up to speed on to get ready for that tour. But things just evolved from there, and I was working behind the scenes in the management, and also producing and editing a lot of the videos and DVDs. And so by about 2001, 2002, they were having some problems again within the band, and so there was just a transition period where I started filling in for Ace for a few gigs, and then subsequently became the new guitar player in KISS around the beginning of 2003 with our big show in Melbourne, Australia. It was called KISS Symphony, where we did a huge show at the Telstra Dome in Melbourne with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and KISS together. And by the way, the entire symphony orchestra wore KISS makeup for that gig. But that was my first official show and gig with KISS. So we're going on 6 years now.
So what got you first interested in Hughes Kettner?
Well, a good buddy of mine back home in the Los Angeles area, a guy named Joey Allen, who's a great guitar player. He actually is in a band called Warrant. But I've known Joey for a long time, and he's worked for Hughes Kettner and Pearl in California. And I really respect his opinion on amplifiers. And he said, "Have you ever checked out Hughes Kettner amplifiers?" And this was about maybe a year and a half ago. And I said, "Well, I've heard of them, but I've never really checked them out." And he says, "Well, they're fantastic." And he brought a couple of the amps down to a rehearsal we were having, and I tried them out, and I immediately loved them. And I said, "Well, I'd really like to start playing these amps." So he arranged to get me a couple of them, and I took them on the road with KISS for a little while, just to kind of test it out on the road, and I ended up loving them more. I just loved the way they sounded, and I even loved the way they looked. And so by that time, Joey introduced me to you guys and Paul Airy, and we ended up putting together a little deal, and I'm an official Hughes Kettner endorsee now, and I love the amps. And the big news, though, is that we've just come out with the Tommy Thayer Signature Edition Duotone amplifier, which is I'm just over the moon about it. So it's very exciting.
So you played already the first leg of the tour in Australia. Was there something out of the ordinary that you can tell us about?
Well, in Australia, we just got back from Australia and New Zealand, and it was just a fantastic leg over there of the tour. We actually played at a show at the Melbourne Grand Prix, Formula One race, and so the great thing was that we got to meet a lot of the great drivers like Lewis Hamilton and the Ferrari team and everything. But the great thing was that for our show there, we had almost 70,000 people, and it's really one of the biggest crowds I've ever played in front of, and that was very exciting. And we knocked them out, obviously, and took names, and it was a great tour over there.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to see you here in Europe for the second leg of the tour. Will there be a tour in America coming up? You know something about that already?
Nothing definitive yet, but there's a lot of talk about definitely doing a tour in America and North America, maybe towards the end of this year or the very beginning of '09, but that's definitely in the works, and we're really excited to take this tour around the world. It's called the Kiss Alive 35 World Tour, celebrating the 35 years of Kiss.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to see you here live on stage in Europe, and I'm looking definitely forward to maybe introduce you to the company halls, but that's going to be a secret. And thank you very much for being involved with Hughes Kettner, and I'm looking forward to the shows.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it, and everybody come out and see us and hear these great new amps that I'm playing. Hughes Kettner rocks. Hi, I'm Tommy Thayer from KISS. Just want to remind you to go to HughesandKettner.com. I'm signing 20 posters here. We're having a special contest. And go online and you can win one of these posters that I'm signing here today at HughesandKettner.com.